All right. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is, I'll name this segment later, GTG spits that grease, etc., etc., etc. And let's go ahead and let's get right into the situation. Sorry about that. If the title hasn't already given me away yet, we're talking about the quarter pounder. Now, most of you are like, what the fuck are you talking about that guy for? Isn't he like a political dude, this, that, and the third? Well, see, here's the thing. He's got the taint of DSP on him too, as well as he's got the taint of Lol Cowdom on him as well. And you know, he's been a silly little thing in the past, so he's got some history and whatnot. But we're talking about the quartering because this dude allegedly is $300,000 in debt. Now here's the thing. Over coffee. Now, first things first, as you guys know, this is the home of SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. So I don't know why he got any business doing any of that shit anyway. I don't know. Last time I checked, he don't have my permission. And if he don't have my permission, then he doesn't have my consent in the story. But in any case, he I love that. I'm gonna have to start using that more often. If he doesn't have my hell yeah, if he doesn't have my my approval, he doesn't have my consent. I like that shit. I'll have to remix that though, because I'm already mixing it up in my head already. Anywho, apparently the quartering has a coffee brand called Coffee Brand Coffee. When I started a few years ago, I remember hearing about it. I also remember hearing him going at was it Black Ridge Coffee? It's like a military owned coffee company. I mean, a former veteran, if you will, is the one who started this coffee company and whatnot. And he went at them. He's gone at a couple of different coffee companies over the years, being the quartering. Anywho, he has his own coffee brand, and apparently he's $300,000 in debt. And he put out a video not too long ago. We're gonna go over it, where it actually came out like a week ago, I think, at this time that I'm recording this, maybe a little longer than a week. He says he's about $300,000 in debt, and he needs help. And he is in a very crucial time at the moment, being that Mother's Day is coming around. Mother's Day apparently is a very big holiday for him, if not the biggest holiday for him, which is weird because you would think the holidays would be just as crucial, but semantics. And he needs people's help. According to the story, they pretty much do everything as it pertains to his coffee company, from the grinding of the coffee beans, the flavoring, all of that packaging is done in-house. He goes to an outside company for these special boxes that his coffee goes into. And apparently he had a big order of about 50,000 or so. The company that he was going through, and he's had it seems like he's had a pretty good working relationship with. Someone figured out who he is and decided that they're gonna fuck him over on his order. Now, last time I checked, if you have a contract and they're not willing to oblige to the contract and shit, you sue them. And then you go to a secondary company, which you should already have lined up, and see if they could take on the order, which is probably what he's gonna end up doing anyway if his story is even true. Semantics. So he's saying that because of this hiccup, because of who he is, what he represents or whatever, this packaging company or packaging and shipping company, whatever that circumstance is not playing ball with him. They're basically screwing him over, and it's going to put him behind about $300,000. And allegedly, he needs to now, whatever it is that needs to be done that this company was doing, his company is now going to have to handle that. That's what I meant by in-house. And he had to purchase some type of $80,000 machine, and he put it on a credit card. I have questions. If you are a business owner, Jeremy, right? Jeremy, quarter pounder, you should have a business account. And if not, and you know what I'm saying? Like, the business account should be able to handle that, right? That should be a thing. But you're making it sound like you're putting that on a personal credit card. For those of you who don't know, quartering is not broke. The dude's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? The dude bought his wife her own plane and has a personal instructor to help her learn how to fly that plane and whatever. The meme is that he's not only paying this guy to teach his wife how to fly that plane. He's giving her allegedly extra sessions, according to the meme. This is not a new meme either. This has been going around for a number of years. supposedly there's a tennis coach in there too who's also allegedly providing this extra service. You know what I'm saying? Being extra attentive to her wants and needs, allegedly. So if the dude can afford a plane, this dude should have an LLC. He should have things lined up. There should be money in an expense account to help cover these things. Now, hypothetical Pignosis, our favorite game. Let's say, hypothetically, that there is no real issue with the shipping or whatever. What I'm actually thinking is going on is it's definitely e-begging. Don't get it twisted. But I'm thinking is instead of e-begging, hey guys, I made a mistake and now it's costing me money and fucking me over. So now I'm gonna push the cost onto you guys to fix my mistake. What I really think it is he's going into the second quarter of the year. First quarter, business probably didn't do so great. So that doesn't mean that he's down bad. It just means it didn't do as they were expected. The numbers aren't where they need to be or where he wants them to be. So he's basically going to his audience, trying to drum up support and donations, contributions, and this holiday or this special type of package deal for $100 that he's trying to peddle to bring the money up. And that's probably what's going to end up happening. People are definitely going to buy, well, some people will definitely buy this, package, this coffee package thing that he's trying to push for $100, which truth be told should be less than $40, to be honest with you, if not less than that. But whatever. People will buy that to try to support him, and people will just donate to him directly. It is what it is. And that right there, he'll use that to elevate his sales projections for this quarter moving forward. I think that's literally all it really comes down to. Now, in the same video, which I'll link down in the description, he also, for those of you who are interested, and if not, you can just wait till I get ready to speak on it. He also talks about how he has been competing and trying to build the brand so he can get onto Amazon, so he can compete with Amazon. Semantics on that.
For Mother's Day, which is an important time of year for us because we do so well for Mother's Day gift boxes, and we're trying to compete on Amazon, and I'm trying to build a new office. All of these things.
Okay, we have to break that sentence down here. He's trying to build a new office. He also says in the video he's trying to build a new studio. Why do you need offices and studios? You don't have the money for it, bro. And how's that competing on Amazon going? Oh, nearly half your coffee is out of stock. The same thing on your website. Not only is it overpriced, and you can buy everything a lot cheaper and actually get better coffee for like $12 for the same size bag, you're half out of stock on everything. And before anybody comes and says, well, it's because of the woke company, don't worry, he explains how it has nothing to do with them. Absolutely nothing to do with the woke company that snubs them, because he says himself, they make the boxes for the K-Cups he ships out. That's not your bags of coffee. He can't afford to restock his own damn shelves. And I know he has to stock his own damn shelves. I know it's stupid expensive if you're going to warehouse stuff, because if it's not a drop ship, then he has to warehouse all this stuff, which is stupid expensive. I know. I worked in that industry for years. It is stupid expensive. But that doesn't lead to your $300,000 in credit card debt, bro. That's not the reason. You are terrible at this. But jumping back to the topic at hand here on how broke he is and how he won't explain why they stopped working with him, let's keep going. Except for
right
all
now,
your suppliers,
with Coffee Brand Coffee,
for boxes and K-Cups
we are
and coffee,
basically
and
completely
everything
vertically
else.
integrated. We roast our stuff, we pack our stuff, we print our own bags.
See, look,
things
that's
like
what I was
that.
referring to.
The only
He prints his own bags, but they're out of stock. They're out of stock. You can't buy them. But he prints his own bags. It's totally.
And how he's trying to get into grocery stores and convenience stores and this, that, and the third, which makes sense. He says that he never tried to make his coffee brand political because he wants it to be available to everybody, which, yeah, I would think any businessman would want to go about it that way. And so on and so forth. I have seen talks about, it's funny how Trump gets elected and all of a sudden he's having problems with his business. I'm not going to get into politics on that bullshit, but it's whatever. It is what it is. It seems like it's a nothing burger, to be honest with you. The quartering's been around long enough. He's faint distressed multiple times. He understands how the game is played. He didn't hit he needs a strong beginning of his second quarter of the year. That goes for just about anybody who runs a business. This is a nice way to prop it up to make his numbers look good. So, because if he is trying to get on Amazon, if he is trying to get into the Walmarts and everything else, he needs to show strong sales throughout the year. If the sales in the beginning quarter didn't look good, this is a nice way to prop it up and to help push it forward. If he's trying to get into stores by the beginning of 2026, he's going to have to do stuff like this every once in a while. And even though he's not trying to make it political, he's clearly going to his own audience, drumming on and preying, I guess you could say preying upon their affiliates with him politically, as well as with him as a content creator and whatever, to prop him up. Let's be honest and call it what it is. Is this e-begging? Yes. He's just fortunate enough that he has a political grift as well as a YouTube following that will support it. And that's all it really is, to be honest with you. For all if you know Jeremy as well as some people who do, you know when he has a problem with someone or if someone's fucking him over, he's quick to go ahead and pull out the super scope and give you names, addresses, where they're at on Twitter, where they're at on Instagram. He has no problem with airing people out. He's not doing that here. He's not telling us the name of the company. He's not telling us where they're located. He's not doing any of that. Now, if he has money tied up with these people and they're not coming in on, they're not coming through with their service, then sue their asses, which is what he's going to do anyway if his story's true. So just go ahead and air their asses out. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Just air their asses out. I'm not saying dox them, but I'm saying go ahead and just air out the company and shit. Why would you want any of your contemporaries to go ahead and do business with these people who will discriminate against you over your political beliefs? Last time I checked, money is green, no matter whose hands it comes out of, black, white, whatever. Money is green, and that's what universal. That's the only color universally should matter. If someone really wants to look past that, then air their asses out. Be done with it. This is business here. We're talking about business now. We're not talking about some petty bullshit on the internet. We're talking about business. End of story. And they've been dealing with you for a long time. And just now, all of a sudden, they've figured out who the quartering is. And now, all of a sudden, they got a problem with your political affiliations and what you stand for and what you've said and so on and so forth. On top of that, or on the other side of that coin, Jeremy, if you're going to actually go out and do business or whatever, there are going to be people that are going to disagree with you. You're going to run into oppositions. It is what it is. So is there something more to this story that you're not telling us about? Did you have some type of issue or problem with the owner of this business that you're running through to help with your own business? And that's what led to it? Is it a personal grief or strife that's led to where you're at now? I don't know. But there's a lot of people talking about it though. I saw Review Tech USA speak on it. He obviously just threw a bunch of gay jokes, so we can go ahead and toss that in the trash. But there were some other people that I saw speak on it. A guy named Sleazy. It's rather interesting timing on that. But a guy named Sleazy actually talking about it. So matter of fact, if I remember to, or I'll have someone else do it, I'll have the quartering and I'll have Sleazy's videos in the description. The quartering has his actual video where he talks about the situation. And I think the guy's name is Sleazy. He goes over the video as well. He gives you some pretty interesting talking points. One of them was the availability of Jeremy's coffee. That was another problem too, actually, that Sleazy brought up, in the fact that some of the flavors aren't even available. They're out of stock or whatever. So if you're doing stuff in-house, Jeremy, quarter pounder, what the fuck's going on the production line of it? You pride yourself on, you don't do drop shipments, which from the people that I spoke to, just to try to get an idea of what this all is, they're like, if that's the case, then he wouldn't have a problem having the shit available online so people can buy it. Semantics. You say you don't do any drop shipments. You say you do everything in-house as it pertains to the beans, the flavoring, the packaging, so on and so forth. Then why are people having a hard time buying the set coffee that you're trying to sell? So is there another problem instead, and you just want to go ahead and blame it on the shipping? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful with these political guys, man. You know what I'm saying? You're paying attention. They want you to pay attention to what's going on one side, and they don't necessarily want you to be thinking about what's going on the other. So keep that in mind. There's probably a lot of fuckery going on with this shit. But at the end of the day, it definitely seems like e-begging. He's just trying to prop himself up. The numbers. It's all about the numbers. But there may be a much larger problem. And if you've watched the quartering for any period of time, or at least watched his coffee coverage, which I've only been doing that over the last like 72 hours, he's taken a lot of shots at a lot of different coffee companies for a lot of different shit. Is it possible that the person he goes through, the outside company that he's using, that he's outsourcing some of his product to, are they in league with some of these other coffee companies that he's taking shots at? Has that actually drawn the ire of this problem? Is this really the nucleus or the eye of this particular issue, and not what Jeremy's telling you? Jeremy's not above line. Please believe he's not above line. Just like Rich isn't, just like DSP isn't. He'll lie to you in a minute if he thinks he can get over. Like I said, the fact that Jeremy has a tried and true track record of calling out the people who do him wrong, he's not naming this company by name now, really makes you think. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And I will see you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. And I'm not done with, and for those of you who know what happened to Hacks, unfortunately, it's probably been about a week now, up to this particular point. Don't think Leffen's just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Leffen slide on that shit. So don't worry, I got a piece coming up for him too. So that's a thing also. You guys look forward to that if you guys follow the Smash community in any type of way. Anywho, I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, I'll name this segment later, GTG Spits That Grease. Take care of yourselves, people. take care of yourselves, people. And no, don't think, but know that SnortBucks Coffee Company is the best beverage company. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Take care of yourselves, people. Later.